Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Our World TV. Today we're going to jump right in because we have some very interesting stories to talk about.
Today we're going to be talking about an issue that happened in Notre Dame and a situation where Mexico closes a migrant shelter.
And an article where 85,000 children may have died due to starvation and sickness since the start of the Yemen war in 2015.
Let's start by talking about human rights. Everyone deserves them, but not everybody is able to get them. Today's news is about how around the world, not everyone has the food and shelter they need to and deserve.
On April 15, 2019, the Notre Dame Cathedral caught fire, but it is currently unknown how.
Less than a day after, there was about $1 billion donated to the Notre Dame for it to be rebuilt. Yet there are children that are in poverty with lack of food, money. So why does it seem like not much is ever done to try and seriously help them? But this is receiving so much attention.
With $1 billion, you could bring a portion of a country back onto their feet. Our world is becoming worse and worse to the point that more money is being spent on material things than actual people.
Exactly, and it was a very tragic event, and unfortunate for many people. We will now be interviewing Octavia, a young lady that was sadly injured in the fire.
Welcome, Octavia. So, how did you get injured in the tragic event of the Notre Dame fire?
Well, I was going to extinguish the flame when a floorboard below me broke when I was going up the stairs, and I fell down the stairs.
Wow, you're lucky you're alive, and your efforts are appreciated for trying to stop at least some part of the fire. Meanwhile, what do you think about the fact that so much money was raised in one day just for this one cathedral?
Yes, I am lucky, but a bit disappointed as well, because it's crazy how so many people in the world in France are struggling to live, and in one day so much money is raised just for one building. The money would be helping hundreds, and I do acknowledge that it is a church, but that church would want us to help others, and I know God would.
That is so true. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk with us.
No problem, and thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you, Octavia. Right after the break, we will be interviewing the person that's donated about $50 billion to the Notre Dame. Her name is Susan.
So Susan, why did you donate so much money to the Notre Dame? Need to help some families in hunger? Tell us why.
Well, I never thought to do that, but in my opinion, the Notre Dame Cathedral is much more important to my culture. I could really care less about children in poverty when I could be helping build something that's so sacred to most.
That's harsh, yes. It is your decision, but think of how many children you could have saved. You were once a child, and how would you feel if someone said the same thing to them right now? You could be giving them a future, but you're taking away.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from, but not everyone is born wealthy, and sometimes you can't just do anything about it. No matter how much I donate, there'll never be enough.
Well, you never know unless you try. But anyways, thanks for being on the show. We appreciate your appearance here.
Thank you for having me.
Keep watching Our World TV to be informed on the next story about Mexico closing a migrant shelter.
Welcome back to Our World TV. We have Jasmine here live from Mexico and another guest appearance by two ladies who have been affected by the Mexico migrant shelter closing. Welcome, Amber and Elizabeth. For today's last story, we have an issue where almost 85,000 children have died due to starvation in Yemen because of a civil war that continued for about 5 years. Can you believe that?
Wow, I can't believe that. It always seems as if the innocent gets stuck in most of these problems.
I think it's especially sad because we always talk about children being the future generations or the ones who will save us. But how could they possibly, if they are in the middle of these wars, not fighting for their education but just to stay alive?
Certainly, and these children are starving and dying from these illnesses. There's an organization called Save the Children, which tried to help get families the help they needed, but there's only so much you can do, especially with this big of a number.
Yes, I just hope people start to realize how these things play into basic human rights of other like food and shelter.
Yes, and I hope you understood that that's what today's articles were about.
We need to realize how many things can cut off our basic human rights.
I hope after this everyone was inspired to go and join an organization or youth group or something to help others in need. We are living under one sun and helping each other should start to become our priority.
Not a second thought. I hope you are informed and good night. Our World TV.